You're looking for the answer to a really easy question. That question is, where is Austin, Texas? You're probably looking to move here. You maybe get a job transfer, something like that, and you want to move to Austin, one of the outsiding areas. Not quite sure where to start. And the first logical question is, where in the heck is this place, Austin, Texas? So that's what I'm here to answer for you guys. Chris Pesek, I'm a broker associate at Pesek Properties and the Dripping Springs home team right here in Central Texas, just outside of Austin, Texas. Let's answer your question. Where's Austin? Where's Austin? We're going to start from a kind of a global view. Hey, you may be out of the country. So we're going to start from a global view, and we're just going to zero in and keep coming in until we talk about exactly where is Austin, Texas. So globally, hey, look at that. We're in North America, right in the middle of the United States. You got Asia over here. You got Europe over here. Here's the U.S. You know where it is. Zooming in here on the United States. Okay. One thing you're going to notice about Texas, which is where Austin is Texas is right in the middle of the United States. It's on the south side, okay, but right in the middle of the United States. And if you go right down the middle of Texas and you start zooming in, seeing San Antonio there, we start to see Austin, Texas right here. So not quite geographically in the middle of the United States, but not far off. That's one of the awesome things about Austin. That's one of the reasons a lot of people are moving here and why a lot of corporations are moving here, because you are right in the middle of the United States. If you need to ship things to either coast, if you need to visit family on either coast, or if you've got family on either coast that wants to go play somewhere, spend a week in the summer. I wouldn't do it in the summer though, maybe in the winter. Wants to spend a week somewhere, Austin is a really easy place for everybody to get because it's right in the middle of the United States, almost right in the middle of Texas. Now, we call Austin Central Texas, but Central Texas is a bigger area, kind of encompassing this area here that I'm showing you. Now, we call Austin Central Texas, and it's in Central Texas, but Central Texas is a part of a larger area. Now, I wouldn't consider San Antonio Central Texas, probably just north of San Antonio, that New Braunfels area, Austin up kind of to Waco, over Abilene's probably a little far north, but anyway, you get the idea. Central Texas is right in here. A lot of people would consider San Antonio South Texas or South Central Texas, just kind of depending where you are. But Austin is definitely Central Texas. Now, one of the things about Austin being Central Texas and being centrally located in Texas is this is where people chose to put the capital of Texas. So when you're looking at Texas, which has this really unique outline, if you've never seen the state of Texas, there's the outline there. And Austin is the center. This is where the state capital is, right downtown. It is a beautiful location just north of the river on Congress. And if you look in the state of Texas, you notice that Austin is right in the middle of what is basically a triangle. Okay, that triangle goes from Dallas to San Antonio, over to Houston, and back up to Dallas. That triangle on this side travels right along I-35, right through Waco, through Austin, down to San Antonio, I-10 over to Houston, and then I-45 from Houston back up to Dallas-Fort Worth. Interesting tidbit about the triangle here, it has 4 major metro areas. Texas is home to, I think there's 6 or 7 total major metro areas, and that's really the most of any single state in the United States. But 85% of the population of Texas lives between the triangle formed by San Antonio, Houston, Dallas-Fort Worth, with Austin lying in the middle. 85% of the population of Texas is right there in that triangle. Pretty cool. If you're curious about things like time zones, okay, Austin is in the middle of the United States. That is considered the central time zone. So we are central time zone here in Austin. And when we're talking about this triangle here, okay, Austin is roughly about 200 miles from Dallas-Fort Worth. It's about 90 miles from San Antonio, and it's about 160 miles from Houston. Okay, that's just kind of the general location of it. You can be in Dallas-Fort Worth in about 3 hours, San Antonio about an hour, call it an hour and a half, and in Houston in about 2.5 hours. So really centrally located between all the major metros in Texas. One of the other major metros nothing is centrally located on is out here in El Paso. There's nothing centrally located to El Paso except maybe the Chihuahuan Desert in Mexico. As we continue to zoom in on Austin, we're going to talk a little bit about what makes Austin unique. So you see these lakes right here. Okay, that's the Colorado River. Colorado River runs through Austin, then through Bastrop and down into the Gulf of Mexico through LaGrange. And it's just on, well, at this point, it's not the North Bank. Downtown Austin is the North Bank of the Colorado River in Austin. And from this perspective, we can talk about a few other things here. The city of Austin population is just under 1 million people. We'll call it 1 million just for round numbers. So that is the city of Austin population. But the thing about the Austin area, and we call it the Austin MSA, because there's a lot of towns in here. You can see San Marcos, Kyle, Buda, Bastrop, Del Valle, Manor, Elgin, Pflugerville, Round Rock. I can name them all off. You can see them, Georgetown to the north. That area in here is called the Austin MSA. Okay, the Austin MSA, the city of Austin is about 1 million people. The Austin MSA is home to about 2.3 million people. It's a huge area. The Austin MSA at this point is the 11th largest MSA in the United States. So if you look at this whole area as one city, this is the 11th largest city in the United States. That's pretty impressive considering where Austin was even just 15 years ago. There's been a lot of growth going on here. Now, before I move on to my last points, I just want to remind you, if this is the kind of content that you're looking for, and I know it seems simple, but if you're moving here, you need to know where Austin is. You need to know what's going on here. But if this is the kind of content you're looking for, subscribe to the channel, like these videos, click that little bell notification, because I bring you content like this 3 times a week, all about Austin, Central Texas, and that Austin MSA area. This is what I do on this channel. I love doing it. And as we wrap up here, some of the things that Austin is known for. So Austin's always been this quirky city. They used to, say, keep Austin weird and all of that. So you find some really interesting things to do in the city. You've got Zilker Park downtown, which is a really nice park right on the river. You've got Botanical Gardens downtown. You've got Barton Springs, which is a great summer swimming hole. And actually people swim in that thing year round because the water temperature stays the same year round. You're not going to catch me in there in January and February, though, I guarantee that. But outside of Austin, some of the things, guys, we are surrounded by beautiful, beautiful area. On the east side of Austin, we've got Post Oak Savannah, rolling hills, huge trees. And when you get up on top of these rolling hills, you can see forever out there. And Austin, I-35 is built basically right on an ancient fault line. And on the west side of that fault line, you've got rolling hills east. On the west side of that fault line, you've got the Texas Hill Country. And it's called the Hill Country, but it's not necessarily rolling hills. The hills out in this area, especially as you get down closer southwest towards the Spring Branch, Bernie, and that area, these hills can get pretty jagged and look like many Texas versions of mountains. We got the Davis Mountains out in West Texas. Those are the real Texas version of mountains. But there's parts of the hill country that every once in a while, if you squint your eyes right, you might be able to see a mountain in there, even though it's not really a mountain. So there you go. If you were trying to figure out where Austin is, now you know exactly where it is. You know a little bit about the area that it sits in Texas and in that big triangle that houses 85% of our population. And you know that it is located almost dead smack in the southern part of the United States, so it's easy to get to from around the world. Guys, again, if you like this kind of content, make sure you're liking, subscribing, and clicking that bell notification. And if you need any help whatsoever in moving to the Austin area, I get calls from people like you every day. They're not quite sure where to start their move to Austin. They just need a little bit of help. That's what I'm here for. I want to make your move to this area absolutely as smooth as possible. Again, Chris Pesek, broker associate at Pesek Properties. We'll talk to you soon.